Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. As you guys can see on the screen, today I want to talk a little bit about Sofi Technologies Incorporated. This is ticker symbol SOFI or Sofi for those of you who are maybe not as familiar with the company or with the stock, the ticker symbol, whatever. And today was a very, very good day for Sofi. You can see that the stock was up 6.1% on the day. It started out in green and it pretty much just went up and up and up and up from there. Obviously a little bit of ups and downs, a little bit of hiccups here and there, but overall the trend was just straight up. Now after hours things did get a little crazy, and we will talk about why that is in this video, but down 3.67% after hours. So we'll have to see if tomorrow and I guess tomorrow's Friday, so we'll have to see if tomorrow ends up being a good day for Sofi. I was going to say the rest of the week, but obviously there is no rest of the week. But yeah, still, even though they're down 3.67, they still were very, very green on the day, despite kind of the real big downfall after hours. When we take a look at the rest of the market, definitely a good day for the stock market overall, which is very, very nice to see when 2022 has been a very rough year in a lot of ways. But the Dow Jones is up over 1%, S&P up 1.5%, NASDAQ up over 2%, and the Russell was almost up 2.5% today. So there was green all over the market, but even still, Sofi was managing to outperform all those major indices, being up 6% on the day, which is, something that I'm sure a lot of Sofi shareholders are going to be very, very excited about. And even if you don't own Sofi, and if you're just on the fence of maybe buying in or whatever, still could be a very, very promising sign or an exciting sign to see. And with that being said, let's get into some of the news on the day, because there's definitely plenty of stuff to talk about. First thing up from the Sofi stock subreddit, we have this Mizuho's buy rating on Sofi. This is a very, very big deal. Obviously, I mean, not a very, very big deal, but it's a cool sign, and this had somewhat to do with the stock going up today. Whenever you see analysts raising price targets, putting buy ratings, increasing their ratings from like neutral to buy or buy to strong buy or whatever. It doesn't really change anything about the company per se. Obviously, it's not making the company make more money or more revenue or more profit or better growth or anything like that. But it is instilling confidence in some people. It's maybe, it could be seen as a marketing tool just to even make more people aware of the company and of the stock or whatever. And obviously, it's maybe not always the best idea to just parrot some of these other people in the market and just auto buy or auto invest in what they do or whatever. But it does raise market sentiment, and obviously there are going to be people out there who are going to just follow the word and advice of other people. So I thought this was cool. We also had here that CNBC.com is saying to buy Sofi here because it can weather a recession better than its fintech peers. This is also coming from that Mizuho piece, about them with their buy rating on Sofi and stuff. I think it says here that they actually lowered their price target, but added a buy rating. Obviously, a lot of price targets are getting lowered in this market since there's worries of recession, depression, all this stuff. But then there's also just the fact that if you take a look at Sofi, this thing down 60% year to date. So, buy ratings that you had a month ago, 3 months ago, 6 months ago, for those price targets just don't even really make sense anymore, because, if you thought the stock was going to do really well over the next year or 2 years or 5 years or whatever, all of a sudden doing well has a new meaning. If this stock gets back to $12, hey, that's going up 100%, where at one time going to $12 would have been down 40%. So they are still saying that it is a buy rating. Think it's going to perform well going forward into the future, maybe the next year or so. But I do believe that they also lowered their price target as well. I think I did read that somewhere. Here's what was going on with why Sofi was dropping in the after hours. Not only just dropping, but dropping pretty heavily. Down almost 4% after hours. That's a really, really significant move when it doesn't have anything to do with an earnings report coming out after hours or something like that. But at least what this Reddit post says happened is, in case you were wondering, we dropped after hours because Upstart announced preliminary unaudited Q2 results, and they aren't pretty. So we can open this up. I haven't actually looked at this yet, but this is the aggregate defaults post-government stimulus have stabilized at or below the target. Revenue is expected to be approximately 228 million, previously guided at 295 to 305. That's crazy. Contribution margin expected to be approximately 47%, previously guided at approximately 45%. And net income loss is expected to be in the range of 31 to 27 million dollars of losses, previously guided at $4 million in losses to no loss at all. So yes, this is a very, very bad sign for Upstart. And obviously, people are going to compare a lot of these fintech tech companies and stocks and to each other. So, just like we see with like EVs and stuff, if Tesla has a bad earnings report, NIO's going to go down. And, some of these other companies are going to go down as well. Same thing in fintechs, and same thing with the whole market when the whole market gets hit a little bit. So, hey, this doesn't necessarily mean that SoFi is in trouble or that SoFi is going to have a terrible next earnings report or terrible numbers or anything like that. But it does make people wonder, like, they're having some bad numbers. They're having some growth issues. They're having some revenue issues or whatever. Is SoFi going to get hit with that too? And people, get cautious, or people start to question or wonder, and it's going to lower overall expectations. So just kind of, maybe that's a little bit of what's going on after hours. We also had this. Dan Dolev, a buy rating reiterated with a $7 price target. Now that is kind of funny, obviously, because a $7 price target, like I said, from where we are right now at 626, it's going to be a significant jump up to $7. You're talking close to like a 15% gain or something like that. In that kind of ballpark, a little bit lower than that. So, getting up to $7 at this point, which seems like a low number for a lot of people, especially people who are buying at 15 or 14 or 13 or 12 or even 8, I guess. But yeah, like I said, you need to take everything into account in the realm that we're in now, being realistic and being understanding of the current situation that SoFi right now is a $6.26 stock. And even though, people buying it at $15, we're hoping it was going to go to 20 or 25 or 30 or whatever. Now people buying it at 626, if it goes to 7, that's going to be a nice little rate of return for them. That's going to be overall very good. But yes, this is another place coming out with a buy rating. So multiple buy ratings coming out for SoFi today. Definitely was helping the stock go up a little bit. This is from utrada.com, another article talking about not paying attention to the SoFi stock is a big mistake. So just more and more, people pushing SoFi and trying to put it on other people's radar, saying that, maybe now's a good time to buy. Maybe now's a good time to keep this thing on your radar. Hey, look at SoFi. Even though we have depression, recession, fears, all this stuff going on, maybe SoFi is maybe one of the fintech stocks or even the financial stocks to kind of keep an eye on. There are a lot of people on the subreddit asking stuff like this as well. Those of you who bought an average cost of $15 to $20, what are you doing now? Top comment is chilling. That's a good thing. Hey, if you're in this stock for the long haul, if you're in this thing for 3, 5, 10, 15 years, whatever, hopefully this will end up just being a blip on the radar, but who knows? Either way, if you have an investment thesis or whatever, you got to give it time to play out. This person saying they bought several times in the high 4s and 5s, brought their average down. That's also another strategy. Holding, don't want to spend any more, have 2,000 shares at $19, kept buying to get my average to around 9. You also have, you have options to sell covered calls. You have options to sell puts, maybe lower your price target, or not your price target, but your cost basis. You can do a lot of these different things, or you can just buy in, or you can hold, you can wait, you could sell out. Who knows? There's all these different kinds of strategies and stuff. Well, no one knows what's going to be best in the long run. No one knows what SoFi the business is going to do, let alone what SoFi the stock is going to do over the next couple of years. But hey, that's why you got to do your own research. That's why you got to come up with your own conclusion. See if you believe in the business model and the story they're trying to tell, and if you do, maybe it's something you want to dive into. More people saying how SoFi is thriving in this environment. Obviously, this video here is called Demand for SoFi's Product Has Remained, let's see the end of this title, if it loads, has remained consistent, says CEO Anthony Noto. So that is obviously a very, very good sign. Again, Upstart may be seeing some of the negative downsides and effects of everything that's going on, but Noto is at least claiming that, hey, demand for SoFi's products remaining consistent. That doesn't mean we couldn't still get hit by a depression, recession, or whatever. If cost of stuff's going up with inflation, people don't have as much money to spend. People don't have as much money to invest or throw around in financial kind of offerings and financial products and all that stuff. But at least the demand is still there, at least so far, claims Noto. And then we had this, people talking about whether or not they thought SoFi was going to be a buyout target. Apparently, SoFi held acquisition talks with Charles Schwab in 2017. So SoFi has been a buyout candidate before, and now as their price continues to drop and drop and drop, maybe they're getting cheap, maybe they're getting undervalued, maybe somebody's going to look to scoop them up. But SoFi does want to compete with a lot of the traditional financial institutions, but also they have so much stuff built out and they have such a bright future ahead of them. And Noto really does seem like a guy who wants to grow this company into something great. I think it's unlikely we'll see them bought out, especially now that they have Galileo, they have Technesis, they have all this different stuff going on. But we'll have to wait and see. This is definitely a conversation that some people are having and a discussion that some people think is interesting. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about SOFI. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hope to catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.